Hello students. In the last video just we discussed the third module list. Now just we can move through dictionaries. The same module, second chapter. What is dictionaries? Dictionaries is nothing but a collection which unordered and changeable and indexed. So I'm using unordered, changeable and index means here the non duplicated members will be there. In normal in the list, this is ordered and unchangeable. Here the duplicated members will be allowed, but here the duplicated members will be not allowed. Dictionary, this is a collection of unordered set. Unordered set having the key and value pairs. Set of key and value pairs. Uh, Set of key and value pairs means the key having the unique of one dictionaries. So it will be having some strings as well as a list, and if you are using the strings as well as a list, so it will be using some index value. All the index value will be starting with zeros, and these dictionaries will be accessing all the keys. First only it will be accessing keys, not any values. First it will be accessing keys only. And dictionaries are immutable. Normally lists are mutable, the dictionaries are immutable. Immutable means here it cannot be changed. There that can be changed after any created. It cannot be changed, and in the mutable it can be using some. It can be changed with help of the assignment slicing, and it will be using some append and extend methods will be there. So here we cannot be changed in anything. And the dictionaries are mapping between some indices. Indices and nothing. It will be using the keys only, as well as the set of the keys, as well as it will be having the set of the values. For example, suppose if you want to create a empty dictionary, just you can use d equal to. D means dictionaries. Here we are using the curly braces, open curly braces and close curly braces. Normally in list we are using the square brackets. Otherwise you can also use like that also. D equal to dict, nothing but the dictionary. Just you can call an object, then you can use the normal brackets. And suppose if you want to add any dictionaries, if you want to add the dictionaries, just you can also add. uh, how to add with help of the square bracket, nothing but you can add like list. So d, first you can take the empty set. After the empty set, just you can insert d square bracket mango. The mango is a fruit, banana is a fruit, cucumber is a vegetable. After adding the items, just you can print dot all items with help of the print d. Print d means nothing but the print dictionaries. So after printing it will be displayed like that. So this one is your out. This one is your output. Mango colon fruit, banana colon fruit, cucumber colon vegetable. Or suppose if you want to initialize any dictionaries, just you can create yourself only. First, this example, first you can use the initialize dictionary. Just you can take any name, the tell underscore dictionary. Just you can use any convention, any names here. Tom 3491. Here I'm using the combination key colon values. This dictionary is nothing but the key value set. So key Tom 3491, Jerry 8135. After you taking, just you can print the tell directory. Sorry, not directory, dictionary. So after printing it will display like Tom, this is key and value, comma key and value, it will be displayed. Suppose if you want to add any items in that dictionary, just you can use tell underscore dictionary into bracket of Donald equal to, with help of the assignment operator, just you can insert the values. I'm using Donald as a key. 4793 is a value. So after inserting, adding the item, just you can print that tell dictionary. Automatically Tom, Jerry and Donald will be added. And almost all dictionaries are unpredictable. And suppose if you want to assume that Tom, this is the first item, Jerry is the second item, and here the dictionary member not index integers, so it will be taking the starting from beginning with the value 0 elements. Then suppose if you want to extract, just you can associate that values with help of the key value pairs. So just you can take this example, print tell underscore directory Jerry. So it will display Jerry. Jerry is a key. It will displaying the its value. So 8135 its value. Whatever items will be present in the dictionary, just you can take all that items. Otherwise, if you want to take the new item like that, this one, the print tell underscore dictionary, the Mickey. This one is not there in presented in dictionary. So in this case, it will be displaying the key error messages. Okay, then just you can I'm using the length function. The length function means here it will be taking the key value pairs, the number of the key value pairs present in that object. For example, this example, print under into bracket of tell underscore dictionary. So after the printing, it will be displaying Tom, Jerry, and Donald with key value pairs. Suppose if you want to length of the Tom, Jerry, and Donald, just you can use length into bracket of tell underscore dictionary. So it will be displaying the length of that dictionary. The length is 3. So Tom value, Jerry value, Donald value. The three key value pair is there. So it will be present 3. And in operator. So in operator normally it is used to already existing the value or not. It will be checks. But here same already existing, it will be checks whether the key already appears in dictionary or not. It will be checks. Here it will be not using any values. Directly it will be using only keys only. Just you can go through this example. The Mickey, here I'm using in operator tell underscore dictionary. This is a false because the Mickey is not present in that dictionary, the main file, because we are using only the Tom value, Jerry value, and Donald value is there. The Mickey is not present, the output is false. And Jerry in tell dictionary. So this one is a true because Jerry is already present in the dictionaries. And next one is the 3491 in tell dictionary. This one is also false. Why it is false? In operator only it will be takes the keys, not it will be taking any values. Here I'm using the value 3491, so that's why it will be showing the false messages. And in operators they have some difference between the in operators in list as well as the here where dictionaries in the in operators in the list. So we are using some linear search algorithm. In linear search algorithm it will be checks one by one sequentially. It will be taking the suppose if you want to having the and the thousands of items in the list, so it will be checks all the thousands of items in the list with help of boolean expressions, trues as well as the false. Then later it will produce the thousands of the comparisons. In other words, in the linear search it will be require n number of the comparisons, and it will be presents uh, n number of the input size. Input size should be an n number of the elements. So they're having some time complexity. It will be taking lots of time. So in the time complexity of the linear search algorithm, big O of n, already studied in that subject. And next one is the how to use in dictionaries. In the dictionaries we are using only the keys, not using any values. So this is basically called as hash table hashable elements. So hashable elements means it will be stores the keys in directories. Only it will be stores keys in directories. Normally hashing techniques, its time complexity is big O of log n. Okay, here it will be using some basic operations like insert, delete, as well as the searching the searching the insertion, deletion, as well as searching. Hence in operator it will be use some keys in dictionaries. It will be works better than the list. So the list, because in the list we are using the linear search algorithm, so it will be checks one by one. Then later it will be give some the output. But here hashtag hashing, so directly we will get the proper output. And next one is the dictionaries as a set counter. Dictionary as a set counter here, nothing but it will be takes the count the frequencies of alphabets in presented in the string. The frequencies of alphabet present in the string means they have some methods. The first, it will be using the all 26 variables present in alphabets. All 26 means it will be taking capital A to small capital Z, small a to small z. It will be taking all alphabets. After taking the alphabets, it will be using some traverse, already explained in the list. Also travel how exactly it will be traversing. So it will be traversing string and incrementing corresponding counters. After counting, automatically the one more the alphabet will be new alphabet will be found. Then next, after creating the list 26 elements, so all elements should be beginning with 0, nothing but it here it will be using index values. Index means once again after taking the index value, it will be taking the traverse, the string as well as the incremented the position of that index list of when the alphabet is found. The next one, create a dictionaries. So if you're creating a dictionary, so it will be having some characters of keys and the counter of values. So the first time you can add some items in dictionary. In next time, if suppose if there isn't repeated alphabet is there, so automatically it will be incremented the values existing them. For example, this example, just you can take the yes, this is nothing the string input, enter the string, this is reading the strings your string. Here the next one is the empty string, the d equal to dic- dictionary into bracket. Otherwise just you can take d equal to the flower brackets for ch in. Yes, here I'm using the traversal of the string, the character in strings, it will be checks. Suppose if there's a new character is found, so it will be using if ch not in d, if it is not presented in dictionary the new character is found, then you can initialize with the counter as a 1. Otherwise, if it is already presented characters, so automatically it will be incremented. So ch plus equal to 1, then print d. Just you can take the hello world. H is one time presented, E is one time presented, L is presented three times in hello, the two times in world one time, total three times. O is two times, R is one time, and D is one time. And next one is the in dictionary, in Python we also can use the get method. Get method means in the get function, first it will be taking the keys as well as the default values of the two arguments. Keys means if it is found in a dictionary get functions, it will be represented as the corresponding values. Otherwise, it will be represented as a default value. Just you can see this example. The tell underscore dictionary, Tom 3491, Jerry 8135, and Mickey 1253 is there. Then print tell underscore dictionary. I'm using the get method here. Jerry comma 0 means Jerry is already present in the dictionary, so automatically it will be displaying the that's value key values 8135. And next example, the print tell underscore direct dictionary dot get Donald comma 0. Donald is not presented in that dictionary, so automatically it will be displayed the default value. Default is nothing but the 0. And next, the same, the get function. So here it will be calculating the frequencies of alphabet in strings and modified version. Modified version means this is same, but only we are using the with help of the here normally we are using the lengthy method. First it will be traverse, after the traversing just initialize the counters, after initializing just you can use a incremented. Here directly it will be calculating the alphabets in the strings with help of the get. So just you input enter the strings, it will be reading your strings, then empty string, then for ch the character in string, if it is presented that character in that in string, in that dictionary. So it will be compared d dot get ch comma 0 plus 1. If it is presented in that dictionary, it will be represented that corresponding values plus incremented, means repeated hello world, the l is three times present, automatically it will be incremented. Otherwise it will be represented as a default value 0. After default value, automatically it will be incremented one more number alphabets. Then last, I'm using a print D. So automatically it will be displaying the your proper output. Here only he has given the characters given string. Try to retrieve the values. Retrieve the values. If ch found the character is found in dictionaries, it will be retrieve one, add to it, and restore. Retrieve the first whatever while items are present in that dictionaries, just you can retrieve. After retrieving, just you can represented that all the dictionaries items. Then if it is not found, suppose the Tom, Jerry and Mickey is there, Donald is not present, so in that case automatically it will be displaying the default value 0. Then after the default value, if you're getting, then add 1 to it. And next looping and dictionaries. Already, if you have studied the looping in second module, for loop, if else, nested, and while, do while, like that. Here also we are using the for loops. It is used to separating the keys as well as the values. If you want to print the separate keys and values here. Normally in the previous examples we are seen the combination of the key values, but here we are using the separates keys, sub key values, next key values, like next line, not in the same line, the first line, second line, third line, like that it will be displayed. This just you can see this example. Tell underscore dictionary Tom 3491, Jerry 8135, Mickey 1253 is there. Then just you can initialize the one object. After initializing the, you just you can fetch that dictionary. After fetching the dictionary, you can print with help of the that key value, that tell underscore dictionary in duplicate of k. This thing nothing but this one is the list. After, if you're using that list, it will be displaying like that. The expected output Tom 3491, next line Jerry 8135, Mickey 1253, like that it will be displayed. Here we can also use some sort method as well as the uh, as well as one more, the item method will be there. Already uh, explained sort method in list, the same as it will be displaying. First you can select the main dictionary. After select using the dictionary, just you can print that dictionary with help of the ls, nothing but the list. Just you can sort the ls dot sort. After sorting the dictionary, all the elements will be sorted with help of the alphabetical order. Then you can use a for loop. After using the for loop, once again just you can print that for whatever uh, dictionaries are presented. So after, automatically it will be displayed in the form of the alphabetical order. And next one is the dictionaries and files. The dictionaries and files count the frequencies of words in the file. Normally there we are using the words. Here it will be displaying the dictionaries in the files, means it will be there we are using the one sentence. Here we are using the n number of the sentences with help of the my file dot text. So hello, how are you, I am doing fine, how about you, like that. I'm using the 3 to 4 sentences. So we need to frequencies of each words in the files. After, here we are using inner and outer loops will be there. So in the inner loop, it first it will be using the outer loop, it will be iterating over the entire file. After we are using the out inner loop, it will be traversing the strings. Automatically it will be incremented the how many words counts will be there, occurrences in that word. Then as we did before the splitting the characters, just you can go through this example. So first, if you're using the file name, input enter the file name, just it will be reading your file. Then I'm already explained try except method. in the second module, just you can use try except methods. First use the file handler. Just you can open your file name. If it is open, it's okay. uh, then it goes to directly dictionary, empty dictionary. Then you can use a for loops. If it is not open, it will be displaying the file is cannot be opened. Here it will be exist. So if it is open, so it will be having some lines in file handler for words in that file. Automatically it will splits, and how many words will be there, the words will be displayed. If it is accurate, it will be display the corresponding the values. Otherwise it will be displaying the default values. And next one is the advanced text parsing. Advanced text parsing, it will be discussed in the last. We are using some email IDs, the email ID from and to, the from message and to messages. In the from messages, having it will display some date as well as the some timing. And next, in the advanced text parsing, we are using one text. After the text, automatically it will be removing the all the punctuations. For example, if you are using any special characters and dollar or tilde like that, automatically it will be removed. And here we are using the here we are using some translator. So one table to another table. So how to translate? Just you can use one string here the string. This is a class, and make string, the make translate, this is the one of the method. So it will be written translating the one table to another table with help of the translate. This one is the syntax. Here in the syntax we are using the from string with some having some characters to two strings, as well as we are using some delete to all the characters. How to delete? With help of the delete string, from string, and two strings. Suppose if it is an empty, automatically if you are using the delete string, delestr, this one. And just you can go through this example. This is a similar to the previous example. Next one is the debugging. All in almost in all programming languages, if I using the debugging, nothing but the find outing the errors. So here in the debugging we are using the large data sets. So they have some following methods: the scale down the input, check, summarize, and type, write self checks, and pretty print the output. Scale down input means here it will be reducing the size of your data sets. And next one is check, summarize, and types means here instead of printing and checking of every data sets, just you can use this some summarize. After summarizing of the data, automatically if you know where exactly the errors will be occurs, and after just you can debug that errors, automatically it will be displaying with help of the line numbers. And write self checks. Self checks means the checks it will be automatically here. Then pretty print output means it will be formatting or debugging output. This is automatically it will be, if you getting the errors, it is easier to spot an error. Easier spot an error means it will be displaying the line numbers as well as the errors. Just you can, it is help to easy to remove the errors, exactly the which line the errors will be there. So this comes under the debugging. Next one is the hashing technique. The hashing technique, this is represented in the dictionaries. In a dictionary, this is nothing but an abstract class. In the abstract, that this operation it will be using insertion, deletion, as well as searching of the all the elements. The elements of the dictionaries, it will be having some numeric and characters, as well as it will be having some keys and values. It will be identifying. For example, just if you are using here, it will be using in the most cases the time and records is nothing but your databases. For example, student database having student name, usn, is gender, is marks, nothing but internal as well as the external marks it will be displayed. And this hashing, this is most helpful for the database management systems. And how to represent the hash with help of hash table, this one. uh, in implementation of dictionary, it will be having some n number of the records. So the key is having the k1 to kn keys and disturbing among this is representation along the one dimension of the array. So h into bracket of 0 to minus, initially 0, end with m minus 1. And next one is the hash functions, the function assigned as a integers. If if already the predefined functions is called hash functions, after the hash function, if that will be using the integers, that is called as the hash addresses. It is between the range from 0 to m minus 1 of the each key, and based on that hash addresses. For example, this one, h of k mod m, it will be represented in the form of the mod. Just you can go through this example. So I'm using the k mod 10. K mod 10 means initially 0, m minus 1 means 10 minus 1, it is represented as a 9. This is the given example: 65, 78, 22, 30, 47, 89. Just you can you find out the mod of 10. After finding the mod of 10, just you can draw the hash table. This one is your hash table. You can represent the numbers 0 to 9. Whatever, if you're taking getting numbers, just you can represent the number 0 to 9. After representing the numbers, just you can insert the cell, insert the each hash table cells. Here the 0 means after getting the mod 10, the 30, you will get the 0, the 30. The next 2, 2 means 22, if you are getting the 22. Like that, just you can check the all this addresses. After checking the addresses, just you can place that hash address value to this each cells. And next one is the hash collision. Hash collision is nothing but if there is a two or more keys are need to hash it into the same cell, that is called as hash collision. Same cell means, suppose if it is presented in the same cell means, if suppose the 2 is there in the 2, having the two numbers 22 and 42, in that case we are having some collisions. How to avoid the collision? Just if you are using two methods, open hashing and close hashing. Open hashing means this is separate chaining. Here we are using the linked list methods in the hash tables. Just you can go through this example the same. He has already given data. Just you can find out the hash addresses. After finding the hash address, just you can draw the hash table. Just start from 0 to 9, the keys of the hash table. After, just you can use the 30. Here I'm using 0, 30. So h of 30 equal 30 mod 10, you are getting the 30. Then second one, the two hash addresses is the 22 and 22 and the 42, two hash addresses is there. I'm using here the linked list. This is the one method, open hashing. And next one is the open hashing having some operations: searching, insertion and deletion. And close hashing means here we using not using any linked list. All the keys and values are stored itself. Suppose it will be checks all the methods and suggested to next cell from the collisions will be occurs. Means the same here example he has taken. And once again you can take the hash addresses, and since 9 elements will be there in the hash table keys, just you can draw the hash table. Just you can use the 0 to 9, 9. The next hash address, just you can find out the hash addresses. So just you can use first one is the 0. Here the zeros, just you can h of 30, the 30 mod 10. So 30 we will get. Just you can cell, you can insert in that cell, in hash table cell, you can put that value 30. The next one, one is not there. Next 2, the 2 is there, the 42 and 22. The first 22 is there, next 42 is there. The first you can insert the 22, and next you can check 3. Here there is a no any hash address is there. If it is there, just you can place shift for the next key. Then you can instead of uh, that next hash address, just first you can complete the previous hash addresses. So 22 and 42, the next three is not there, the 4 is not there, then 5 is there, 65, just you can place 65, and 55 2 is there, the 6 is not there, so I'm using 65. The next one is the empty hash table is there, just I'm using 65 and 55 continuously. Next 7 is not 7 is there, 37. Then 8, the 2 times 8 is there, the one is 78, and next one is 18. First you can place 78, and next 18, the second you can use 78 and 18, and one more is remaining, so just you can uh, send to the next cell. Whatever remaining cell will be there, just you can shift to remaining cell. The one is vacant, so just you can shift in the one position, ninth, one key, just you can insert the 89. So here the drawback is the searching may become like a linear search, hence it is not efficient.